Our subject today is how to create success momentum so that when we proceed in our life, the opportunities come and we get opportunities and success in succession by the process of serendipity and synchronicity. So, how to create success momentum, part one. This is possible if we become aware that we are the micro consciousness, a part of the macro consciousness, the ultimate power, the infinite power. So, as a micro-replica of the macro consciousness, we have inherent powers that are enormous, that are infinite powers. All the books on self-improvement and motivation suggest different kinds of faculties development. I've been creating an index of those faculties and trying to develop them individually. It's a time-consuming process, it helps. But the direct method of developing all those faculties and to become successful is to meditate on macro consciousness with the awareness that our life intelligence energy, that we generally call life, is the micro-replica of the macro consciousness. Once we become aware of this, the macro consciousness is Samashti Chetana and we are Veshti Chetana. So that Samashti Chetana, macro consciousness, is the repository of all powers, all knowledge, all presence. This is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient reality. So once we become that, and our self-confidence develops, and that power begins to flow. A question was asked to me, how to meditate on the power. When a person becomes sick, he feels weakness. When he revives, the health is revived, he feels the strength, energy. He's able to walk faster, study and work with concentration. He experiences the flow of energy in himself. So the flow of energy is awareness. So we require enhanced awareness of the macro powers, of the infinite power. And by practice, we become aware of that power, and then all the faculties that are required for development of charismatic personality and supramental faculties and metamental faculties develop by themselves. Generally, we operate at the conscious level of mind, subconscious level of mind, but there is a supra-conscious level of mind and a meta-conscious level of the mind. And a researcher, an inventor, whether he is aware or not aware of it, is naturally moving from conscious to subconscious to supraconscious and metaconscious, and thus he is able to make inventions and work with great efficiency in his life. So this practice of being aware that we all are the micro-consciousness, we are the micro-replica of the macro-consciousness, leads to the development of various faculties, and naturally, when we are more empowered, more energetic, we know that we are the micro-replica of the macro-consciousness, which is all knower, all powerful, and all presence naturally. We become more knowledgeable, become more empowered, more transcendental in our approach to life. So the meditation on this, whether on micro-consciousness or macro-consciousness, with awareness that consciousness is the infinite power, enhances our faculties and makes us more efficient in life and leads to success, momentum, success in whatever way of life we are. But this is the method of virtuology, of Indian philosophy. But the world does not function on the principles of virtuology. We have to be aware of the methods of the world, and hence we should know how the world functions. And each subject has been developed by itself. For instance, in health, medical science, in building construction, architecture, civil engineering. Similarly, in all walks of life, knowledge has been developed, it must be acquired. And the person who wields this knowledge, he must empower himself. And he can be empowered by meditation, either in micro-consciousness or in macro-consciousness, being aware that the macro-consciousness is the infinite power, is the repository of all knowledge, all power, and it's all presence. And then we are highly empowered. Then we can maintain the sound health. Because these little germs that disturb our body and the little worries that disturb our minds will then not disturb us. Because these small little germs cannot withstand against the flow of the macro consciousness, the enormous infinite power. They just evaporate like camphor. They just disappear. So a person maintains the sound health. And therefore, the meditation on micro-consciousness as a replica of macro-consciousness leads to empowerment and success in life.